Chicagoland, hey, let's start the conversation. Upset, complaint, opinion, call me. Oh, no, that didn't just happen. Garrard McClendon Live starts now.
They all saying that he wasn't there. How you gonna continue to keep blaming this boy? That ain't cool. That's his senior year in damn high school. They gonna put an X on his back and he ain't even had a chance to mess up. That's crazy. That's not justice at all. Now we feel for that family, but y'all taking somebody else's family member, a smart young black brother that's talented.
Woo! Miss Bacon has spoken. Eugene Bailey's aunt has a passionate plea. She says that he's been wrongly accused. The last 7 to 10 days in Chicago have been a hotbed for news. It doesn't get any busier than the stories on violence. The North and South Side teen beatings, sports and politics with the Olympic bid just hours away, and Cook County Board President Todd Stroger on all of the above and the forthcoming candidates for his position. Tonight we're going to have a calm and collected chat with the Cook County Board President Todd Stroger. What's the deal in Cook County? Call me tonight as we come up with solutions for a distressed county. 877-358-CLTV. Before we bring the good president out, I'm going to rant for a little while here because I'm upset. Let's talk about these beatings. People were saying that, hey, this is just secluded to the south side or to the west side. Of course, in Roseland, there was a severe south side beating. Derrion Albert lost his life. On the north side, we're seeing beatings as well. 14-year-old holding on for his dear life. What are we going to do, Chicago? What are we going to do? Should we bring the National Guard in? The Olympics, Oprah Winfrey, First Lady Obama sipping Merlot in Copenhagen when we got violence right here. You know what? Let's get to the President Todd Stroger. Joining us now from the Tribune Tower is the president of the Cook County Board, Mr. Todd Stroger. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, I appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much. You know, Mr. Stroger, the quote from Eugene Bailey's aunt, she says that her nephew is innocent. 4 young men, of course, are in custody now for the beating. Yes. What do you make of the senseless death of Derrion Albert and the beating of a 14-year-old in Edgewater?
Well, I think that we see that this violence is popping up everywhere, and that our children just aren't safe. And it has a lot to do, I think, with our neighborhoods and how our neighbors react with each other. And yeah. There was a time when we all would know each other and we'd have block clubs and we'd band together to make sure if there was something going on that we weren't going to have it. But I think there's just so many people who are not tough on their kids. They let them do what they want, that they're getting out of hand, and we can't control them as a society if we don't get some kind of cooperation from parents.
Mr. Stroger, I've got 3 things marked here. Could it take more money to solve this problem, more police, or just neighborhood takeover by the citizens in the neighborhood?
Well, I think like most problems, it's more than just one solution. I think the neighbors taking over and really saying this is our territory, you can't have it, helps, and they'll work in conjunction with the police and other organizations that are out there, Ceasefire and the Black Star Project, and the things that are trying to make sure that not only is there no violence, but that we are together collectively and are helping our children.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we can combat this. We can't do it one person at a time. It has to be some true unity, and it has to be a driving force that keeps on moving.
Okay, President Stroger, I'm going to push your button a little bit here. Let's go out of bounds. Martial law, should we bring troops in? What do you think? National Guard is getting pretty bad.
No, I don't think martial law is the answer. We cannot try to frighten the citizens into behaving correctly. It's not going to happen just by having people walking up and down the streets with guns. It's only going to happen if we change the culture, the climate, the way people perceived things should be, that people should be outraged and say this is not going to happen and work together to make sure it doesn't happen.
Mr. Stroger, of course, the entire Cook County is not a violent county, but
right.
Some people on the outside of Cook County believe so. So what is Todd Stroger doing to help eradicate some of this violence? We saw you at some of the events earlier this week. What are you doing, sir?
Well, the county's function really is public safety and public health. So we, of course, control the jail system. We have a police force, the sheriff's police, the court system that we control. But outside of that, we also have programs, and we get a lot of money through the feds that we use, that we try to really eradicate some of the problems that people have, to make their life simpler and bring some knowledge to them, where they are part of the fabric of our larger society, and they can work with their kids and try to bring their children in, where they understand that this is an important thing, that you are part of us, and we're not here to really attack excuse me, attack each other.
Right, right. You're absolutely right. It's a community effort, and I'm going to Facebook right now before I go to break. Side says, what will our leaders fight to ban next? Fists. Philip says, our so-called leaders, are they actually going to try to put a stop to all, as if they really want to? They don't want to stop this. Hold tight, President Stroger. An open conversation with President Todd Stroger on Garrard McClendon Live tonight. Are the solutions in the hands of the board president? Violence, Olympic bid, the Clergy Alliance, and the Cook County taxes? That's all on the menu. Call me, 877-358-CLTV. Garrard McClendon and Mr. Stroger back in 2 minutes.
I got some sand in my mouth. If you have.
And in that process, I'm very, very confident because the presentation, the financial package, everything that went into this huge effort in getting the International Olympic and Paralympics to the city of Chicago. I'm very confident that we're going to get this, because I believe we got the best proposal. We don't have to build. 80% of all the facilities are already built.
That's Mayor Daley. He's trying to build that legacy. Mr. Todd Stroger, Cook County Board President, joins us for a conversation on the inner and outer workings of his county. The beatings, the Olympics, a law firm hired to probe county finances, and his plans for re-election. Give me a call, 877-358-CLTV. Mr. Stroger, let's get into the Olympics here. First of all, are you rooting for Chicago to win this bid?
I think it would be good for the city.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, I think it'll give the city a chance to show itself as an international city. I think that will attract people coming in the future. I think that there's going to be some infrastructure dollars that will come from the federal government that we'll be able to put in the city. And I think one of the major things that the mayor just mentioned was that we have a lot of the infrastructure here now. We won't be like the cities that had to build half of what they need, and then after the Olympics are over, it lays vacant. We're a much more viable city than most that would even try to get the Olympics.
Okay, Mr. Stroger, you're on the spot now. Mayor Daley has been in Copenhagen all week. Should he have been there all week with all of the gravity and the tragic things happening in his city this week? Couldn't he have left a few days later? What do you think?
Well, I think that this has been a plan that has been in place for a long period of time. And I think even though the mayor's not here, there are a lot of people who are in charge of certain things that are here, such as Mr. Huberman, who's in charge of Chicago Public Schools, where these students go. So there are a lot of people here to do the work of the day. Luckily, we don't need the mayor to be here every time that something happens.
Right, right. Let's talk about South Cook County and West Cook County. If we win the Olympic bid, President Todd Stroger, do you foresee there being any gentrification or any eminent domain situations on the south and the west side of Chicago? Displaced families?
No, I don't think there'll be any need for that. I think that we have, besides the facilities we already have, the things that we need to build, such as the Olympic Village. There's already been a spot already determined for that, which would not displace people. And I just think that there's enough of the infrastructure here that we won't be talking about moving people out of their homes.
Yeah, if we win the Olympic bid and if Todd Stroger gets reelected, I'm assuming that you're running again, will you raise taxes in light of 2016 right around the corner?
No, we've been able to mand our government with our 1 cent on the dollar, and I would let people know that's the Illinois state tax you're talking about. We are only a small portion of that tax. We are not the whole tax. But our government has been running efficiently, fine. We're probably the only large, I shouldn't even say probably, we're the only large government who's really running in the black. We're not asking for any more money. We know we're going to have to trim our sales a little bit, probably a 3% cut out of some of our departments. But we don't have any thoughts of having to ask for more money.
Yes, yes. So you're in support of the Olympics coming. You are running for re-election. Can we make that clear?
Yes, that is definitely clear.
Okay, you are running for re-election. And if we win this Olympics, the Olympics comes to Chicago, Illinois, how, and you briefly mentioned it before, but how does Chicago become an even greater international city if the Olympics comes here?
Well, when you're on that stage, everyone's looking. I remember when I saw, or really paid attention to my first Olympics in '72. I didn't know anything about Munich until that happened. And people from all over the world will look and they'll see the city. There'll be travelers from all over, and this will become a destination point for people, and it will just help and spark our tourism.
Do you think the presence of Oprah Winfrey, President Barack Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama, do you think that that could possibly sway the Olympic Committee to say, you know what, we're going to choose Chicago, Illinois?
I do believe in star power. People see stars and their eyes just get wide. So I think that will truly help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. President, hold on tight. I'm going to go to break, and then we're going to open things up for phone calls after the break. 2016 Olympic bid. It's less than a day away. Officials and celebrities are in Copenhagen sipping Merlot with Oprah and the First Lady. But check out the loyalty. Cook County Board President Todd Stroger is in Chicago and in Cook County where he belongs. A city and county in turmoil. Beatings, bids, and pastors lobbying against split votes. Call me, 877-358-CLTV. President Todd Stroger, Garrard McClendon, back in 2.
He just put on the screen that when he comes back.
In essence, what you do is provide leadership. And I think that it is time for new leadership at the County Board of Cook County.
Uh-oh, that's the competition. Congressman Danny Davis, he's going after Todd Stroger's job. Hey, if we ever needed Batman in Gotham City, we need him right now. Violence in teenagers, Olympics glossing over gentrification, and the tax man cometh again and again and again. You're watching Garrard McClendon Live. President Todd Stroger is here. He's answering the tough questions tonight, 877-358-CLTV. President, you're running, of course, for re-election. You got Alderman Preckwinkle in the mix, Clerk Dorothy Brown, you got Congressman Danny Davis, you got Terry O'Brien, Water Reclamation District President. What makes you better than the field? It's some tough competition now.
Well, you know, what really matters is our government is doing fine. There is a distortion out there. The media has really muddied the water where what I find is when we talk to people that a lot of people don't understand the taxes whatsoever. They don't know that the county hasn't raised their property taxes in 16 years. And they think that all of the sales tax goes to Cook County when only 17%, 1.7 cents goes to the county. So it's really knowledge that I'm trying to give people, because once we let them know, they're like, well, I didn't know that. I thought that you were everything. I thought every tax was yours.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And when people hit me on Facebook today, they found out you were going to be on the show. They're basically saying, what has President Todd Stroger done while in office? Levon says, ask him, Gerard, will he bow out gracefully? Will he run for another political office in Chicago? John Paulus says, what are some specific areas that private agencies can help complement county efforts? Let's go with the second question first, President. How can private agencies help Cook County government?
Well, we work with outside agencies all the time. As a matter of fact, we're bringing in a group that's going to help us look for efficiencies throughout the government. So they go in, they make reports, they will let us know if we bring in new technology, what it should be, if we have redundancy in some of our employees and what they do. So we're working all the time with improvements, but there's been so many things that happened in the government that people just don't know. I mean, they don't know that we've gotten awards for our green buildings. They don't know we've gotten awards for taking care of the Juvenile Temporary Detention Center and how the employees have changed the structure over there in terms of taking care of the building. People don't know about the hospital board.
Well, President,
the hospital system.
President, I hate to interrupt, but you got to get more press releases out, man. You got to get this good news out so the press isn't always trying to beat you up. Todd Stroger, hold tight.
Gerard, it's tough being the bad guy. When the press wants to make you the bad guy, it's hard to fight them.
You know what? Let me go to the phone. Cheryl, thanks for calling Garrard McClendon Live. Cheryl, what's your comment?
Hey, I don't think the city deserves to have Olympics here at this time, because we need to take care of our crime first. So let's forget about the street games that people play on. They prey on people from other states.
Wow.
We are just going to have the line wide open, and crime is going to get worse, Gerard. It's not going to get better.
Wow, Cheryl, thanks for the call. I appreciate you. President Stroger, she says we should concentrate on crime first and then worry about an Olympic bid like some other time. What do you think?
Well, I think that there's also a correlation with how bad the economy is. When the economy goes down, for some reason, crime seems to go up. So we always are trying to combat crime. That you can see through the centuries. Crime has always been an issue, but we will never stop trying to make our streets safer.
You know what? If those teenage boys that beat up Derrion Albert had a job after school, that probably never would have happened. Let me go to Kevin next. Kevin, you're on Garrard McClendon Live. Talk to me.
Yes, I'm saying that you got Todd Stroger up there on your panel. Them folks that's politicians in government today, they never come on the southwest or east side. All they do is drive from that station and go where they're going. They don't know the problem of this area, of these areas.
Wow. Kevin, thanks for the call. I appreciate you. Kevin said that politicians, public officials, including Todd Stroger, are out of touch. Come on, Mr. Stroger, you don't go to the west side and south side. Come on, you just stay downtown, don't you?
No. For one thing, I live on the southeast side, but I travel all over the county. I talk to all kind of people. I've been in the same house for 43 of my 46 years. I understand what's going on. I'm in touch with people. I talk to people all the time. So there's no way I don't know what's going on.
Mr. Stroger, I appreciate you. From earlier, you said that there is fat in the budget. The last time you were on my show, you said that there wasn't any fat that you could cut, but you admitted it today.
No, I didn't say there's fat.
Yes, you did. Earlier you did. We're going to rewind the tape on you.
Because I try not to use words like that, because that doesn't really mean anything. Nobody knows what fat really is.
Fat,
we are still we're still going to take 3% out of certain departments. Because, to be honest with you, we don't have the revenues to do everything. We are going to be short in revenues, just like every other place. But we're not going to have days where departments aren't working. We're not having furlough days or anything of that nature. But we have to make sure that our budget is balanced, and we will do that by taking some money out of certain departments.
President Stroger, last question. You got to make it quick. Do you think this ministers' alliance, including Reverend Clay Evans and Minister Louis Farrakhan, did that make sense to try to galvanize one candidate, instead of 4 to 5 black candidates against one white candidate? Does that make sense to you?
Well, I'll tell you why it makes sense. Because our government is in the black, it's running well, and you won't have anybody say that we're falling apart. I've done a great job. Like you said, the hard part is getting the press to print it.
So you should be the lead candidate. That's what you're saying.
I should be the only candidate.
Oh.
Everyone should look at our government and say, I wish we were so good.
You running against a congressman, though. Come on now.
The cities are $500 million in the debt. The state's are $7 billion in the debt. The county is running efficiently.
Yeah. President Todd Stroger, hey, thanks for coming on Garrard McClendon Live.
Thank you,
We
Gerard.
appreciate you coming out, man. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
All right. Hit me at facebook.com/Garrard McClendon. You can also hit me at myspace.com/Garrard McClendon. Or tweet me, hit me on Twitter, twitter.com/GerardMC. The blog is cltv.com/GML. Your First Amendment is next on the Garrard McClendon Live V-Line. Garrard McClendon, back in 2 minutes.
You know, I don't understand, how is it that the city is getting so hyped up for the Olympics of 2016 when it can't even focus on the crime that is going on here in the city? Are innocent bystanders innocent? No, they are not.
Hispanic people and black people do not like each other because most of the crime is Hispanics on Hispanics and blacks on blacks.
Anyone who stood around and watched, they are not innocent.
Gerard, you are unfreaking believable. Maybe if we stopped supporting mega churches and big balling in the black community and took those resources and helped our young people and actually helped the single mother. When is the last time you went in the hood and offered a single mom to take her son out and show him what it looks like to be a man?
Woo! I guess she told me, hey, the last time I went to the hood to help a single mom was last weekend. I run 2 mentoring programs for teens, and I read to elementary school students once per week. Give me a break. You live in Elmhurst. Call me at 773-883-3450, cltv.com/GML. That's the way you get to me. That's Garrard McClendon Live for tonight. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Keep your head up, stay positive, and always be encouraged.